This is Corin Landwalker, and tonight we have yet another exciting episode of Star Trek Online. We've been following the adventures of the alien aligned with the Romulan Republic character Admiral Tillel, who has been merrily going along in the Delta Quadrant, trying to clean up some of the mess that Voyager left behind. Okay, technically the mission is to explore the Delta Quadrant without having the same pressures that Voyager had to come home. But a lot of it seems to be involved with cleaning up the mess that Voyager left behind. One of those messes came in the form of a species called the Vaadwaur, who didn't seem to be all that impressive when Voyager rolled through, but they kind of started kicking ass in the interim between Voyager and the year 2410. Now, turns out that their aggressiveness is partially fueled by their leader, Gaul, who may or may not be under the control of parasites that once attempted to take over the Federation way back when in the early Next Generation seasons. In order to deal with this threat, Tillel has gathered together an alliance in the Delta Quadrant with assorted Delta Quadrant species. Now we will see what happens next. Now the first thing we're going to do is take care of the usual administrivia, which basically consists of seeing where things are at with the reputations.
Received a coded message from your Vaadwaur friend,
Not
Commander
yet, Commander. Jeez, these commanders trying to poke on my time. I'm not ready for them yet. Really, guys. First, we'll take a look at the Delta rewards. We will collect the rewards for the daily there. We will do another daily and fill those up. I got, well, I won't say plenty of Delta marks, but I'm willing to bet that I should get pretty close to the Tier 3 completion by the time all is said and done. I also took advantage of something to give myself a couple more shots of Romulan marks. You know your memory is starting to go and you can't even remember what you did to get the Romulan marks. It was probably a package of some kind. But it's enough for 2 more shots. Well, one more shot of the new Romulan reputation. It will not complete the reputation tier. I need to get 100,000. That means I would have to have 3 more injections, shall we say, of Romulan marks, which I do not at this time have. And it's probably not going to happen today either, because it looks like we have a bunch of endeavors possible to get marks out of some of them, but I'm not using Tetrion weapons on the ground. I'm not using phaser weapons on the ground. Pretty sure I'm not using phaser weapons on the ground. And destructible torpedoes have been rare enough, so I'm not really expecting much joy on that arena. That's okay. While we're here, let's take a look at the traits. Since I did do the unlocks, torpedo pre-fire sequence, torpedo damage and destructible flight speed. If I were still using the plasma torpedoes, I would grab that, but I'm presently using transphasics, so I don't see any real reason to get involved with that. And phaser damage and control resistance, yeah, phasers are not really a problem right now. Advanced engines. But again, I'm flying the Piri, which is a pretty maneuverable ship as it is. I don't really need that now either. whether or not I'll use it for certain other starships that are on my radar remains to be seen. So nothing really there. Let's take a look at ground traits. Close quarter combatant, nah. Ground weapons with armor penetration, nah. Armor hardening, nah. I'm not feeling the need to really change what I've got right now either. Who knew? I'm pretty much where I want to be. And I don't have any active reputations because I have to get to at least tier 5 to unlock any of those, and well, if I'm lucky, somewhere along the line I'll get the Romulan one, but it may be a while. Alright. That takes care of our administrative details. Now it's time to see what lies in store. We are in the Delta Quadrant arc, and we are coming up on the last couple of okay, more than the last couple. We have about another 3 episodes of this arc.
You've received a message from your FotR friend, Commander Eldex. It seems he's finally ready to help us. He wants to meet, and he asked for you by name. He said he wouldn't deal with anyone else. I'm still skeptical, however. This wouldn't be the first time the Vadwar have tried to set a trap for us, so be careful. I've spoken to Admiral Tuvok, and he suggested that 7 of 9 could join you as a technical expert. I see no reason why she shouldn't, and if things go wrong, it will be good to have an ally you can trust. Eldex sent us coordinates for a location in the Millennia system. It's not Vadwar space, but there is a Hirogen relay in the area. Watch out for unwanted guests.
Now, Eldex may require a little explanation if you haven't been following along. Eldex was a Vadwar who happened to be, shall we say, on site when we found out about the parasites lurking inside of the Vadwar command. So, he is a little more sympathetic to our situation. He's no friend of the Alliance here, but he isn't thrilled about his people being controlled by icky, disgusting parasites that tried to eat him. I get that. Rewards. Standard rewards, experience, expertise, dilithium. Nothing new on that arena. And here's the irony here. I get Tetrion rewards, but of course there's space Tetrion and not ground Tetrion. Hey, Water Otter! How's life treating you this evening? Just about getting started to roll through the next Delta Quadrant episode, where we're going to be seeing if we can find out a little more about what's causing the Vadwar their little problems. Now, in order, let's see where it is on the map here. I'm pretty sure that it's, yep, all the way at the opposite side of the map. So we are going to once again take advantage of the transwarp capabilities and zap ourselves across, because it gets boring just watching my ship traverse slowly across sector after sector. So here we are at Object. You know, I have a feeling there's a bug here, because I'm pretty sure that should be telling me the name of the Millennia system. Home to a non-warp capable species of little consequence, the Millennia system is more well known for the significant deposits of dilithium and deuterium that can be found on Millennia 6. The Hierarchy have launched several mining expeditions to the system, but their efforts have been thwarted by packs of Hirogen hunters. They are investigating whether the cost of outfitting a completely automated operation would cut too deeply into their profits. Yes, the Hierarchy definitely give me the impression of being the Delta Quadrant Ferengi. We should make sure those two species never meet. Let us begin. Oh, and a fast loading time. That can't be right. Something must be wrong. And again, it's probably not that complicated of a map. Captain, we're being hailed by both Voyager and Commander Eldex's ship. Alright, let's see.
Admiral Tuvok has requested I assist you for the duration of this mission. Admiral Tuvok understands this may upset Eldex, so I shall be the only one who aids you. Voyager will maintain its distance. I am ready for transport.
Yeah, considering the many bad things that Voyager was involved with from a Delta Quadrant point of view, having too many Voyager crew here would be inconvenient.
This operation. Gaul has called all available supremacy leaders to Cartella. I do not know how many of my people are infected with those creatures we saw there, but I'm sure there is more than one. We need to expose them for the abominations they are.
And that's why we're here. So apparently we're going to be using the array to broadcast the proof to the entire Vodwar fleet. Well, that'll be morale crushing. I like it.
The Supremacy is keeping a tight control on all subspace transmissions. We'll need control of the array to broadcast what we find on Cartella to not only my people, but the entire quadrant. To control the array,
now that's thinking big.
We need to control one of the Hirogen ships. Make sure to leave the one I have marked reasonably intact.
Okay, break only most of Hirogen ships. And there goes Voyager. So there's the station. Let's see. If they're Hirogen, I think I can cut down my shield power a little bit and go to full weapons. All offense. The Vodwar is scary because of those massive torpedo spreads they launch off that cripple shields like there's no tomorrow. But if we're dealing with Hirogen, well, I'm liking my odds a lot better. Okay, we have been noticed.
Intruding Vodwar ships. You have trespassed in Hirogen space.
Okay. Who wants to guess if either any of these three options are going to do any good whatsoever? I'm going to guess that the answer is not a one of them. Let's see. They're hunters, they like hunting, go for prey. So you know what? There is absolutely none of these options that are going to be considered good news. Just for giggles though, let's see if we can negotiate a trade.
This is our space, and this is our array. No trades, no compromises, no mercy.
I did not see that coming. Yes, I've really got to work on my sarcastic streak. Oops. We have other uninvited guests here. I guess we'll have to make holes in them next. They do seem to be having a pretty good effect on my shielding, however. Probably should take them a little more seriously. Oh, what was that? What was that I saw? Yes, that's what I thought I saw. You'll excuse me, guys. I realize that you're in the middle of a fight for your lives and all that, and you're protecting the array, and you get blown up and all that. But I see there's a harvestable over here, and I just cannot pass it by. One of these days, I'm going to get somebody killed doing this. Sorry, Eldex. I had a higher priority to deal with. Yeah, that's the ticket. But that takes care of him. And now we can start focusing on the marked Hirogen ship, the battleship, which will hopefully not cause us too much problems. Let's see what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna see if I can repel him into the mines. Ordinarily, I couldn't get away with doing something like that, but that thing is so slow and lumbering. I figured I had good odds on being able to succeed. I will admit that it often does not take much to amuse me. Oops, it got me in a tractor beam. That's convenient. Okay, obviously getting him down to 50% isn't going to disable him. I'd hoped. Okay, it took him down to like 5%, but he's available now. Excellent.
We need to board the Herodian ship and take the communications console on the bridge. I can use that to take control of the array.
Alright, that sounds like a simple plan.
I have extensive experience with these systems. I will beam down to aid in the operation of the Herodian ship. Are you ready to proceed?
Okay. Sure, you can come along. We're not going to take no for this. We're talking, this is an engineering kind of thing, so it'll be me and Shayla. We'll let Seven handle the science. Now we're just slowly loading this map in. And let me tell you, after the time it takes to get this loaded, once you see the map, you'll wonder why it took this long.
We need the communications console intact. Whatever else happens is of no concern to me.
We must first disconnect the console from the ship's data network.
Here's the map. The entirety of the map. That's it. Sometimes I wonder. Okay, well, looks like we have a couple people who are slightly injured, shall we say? Let's say hello the hard way. Oops. Didn't realize you were behind door number 1. Is anyone behind door number 2? Well, if there are, they're being very quiet about it. Okay. Disconnect, disconnect, disconnect. I guess step 1 is trying to find out. Oop. I must be right next to it. Oh, right. Boy, spiky thing.
We also need the isolinear storage assembly. It will be behind a locked door on the bridge.
Oh, hey, we were just looking at that. Oh, hi there! Okay, next step, disconnecting power to the console. Where do we hide the primary EPS? Oh, it's right up there. Okay, cut the console structural support. And beam it to Eldex's ship.
Transporter standing by. Transport complete.
And there it goes.
We have the console. There is no way the FotR will allow a Romulan vessel into our space. And Cartella defenses have been
Truth.
upgraded since your last trick with the holo projector. Take one of the ships in my fleet. Send yours away. You can contact it once we've completed our mission. I will beam over some of your crew to assist you when we get to our destination.
Well, how about that? We get to fly in a FotR's ship.
We'll scuttle the Herodian ship so they won't know the console is missing. Then we can continue on to Cartella for the meeting. I have loaned some officers to attend to the duty stations on the frigate you now command.
Gee, I don't know if I'll be able to get used to this. I'll be able to play around with their massive torpedo spread weapon. In fact, that's the one right here. Light Cannon Barrage. But we're going to do a little adjusting of the power tray here, since it is nowhere near set up to the way that I would want to. I also want to make sure that everything that's auto-firing are the stuff that I want to auto-fire. I always like to have personal control over the torpedoes. Personal reasons. Let's see. Evasive maneuvers I'm going to want. I'm going to want... Yeah, ordinarily I would take fleet support, but I think that would be a poor decision. I do want to grab my miraculous repairs, because that literally has saved my life on more occasions than I care to count. When did I get a hold of relocate mines? I'll have to check to see if I have that available when I'm back on my ship, because that could be useful. How did I ever miss it? I think that'll be sufficient for now. This is only a short-term thing, and I don't want to spend too much time fiddling with the power tray for a ship that I'm only going to use for this mission. Oh, and I have a button already here for the Light Cannon Barrage, so I guess I didn't really need to worry about that. Okay, Scuttle Ship. We're not going to be fancy. We're not going to use the barrage. And there we go.
I'm picking up an incoming Benthan vessel on long-range sensors. Our ships are out of range, and we are in a FotR vessel. It is unlikely the Benthans will give us a chance to explain the situation.
You know, what is it about bad timing? Let's upgrade the weapons. Let's warn them away.
Altering course. Disabling their vessel may be the only option.
Let's try to give them an audio only to tell them to go away.
Attention, FotR vessels. You are in violation of several codes of conduct in this area of space, and your ships have been identified as perpetrators.
He looks familiar. I wonder if we worked with him before.
And its protectorates. Stand down and prepare to be boarded.
If so, I feel kind of bad. Because we're gonna have to...
They cannot escape this system.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
There is no need to destroy that ship.
I agree. Let's stick with disabling. But let's play with the barrage, because I've been hit on the receiving end of that so many times. And there he is, nice and disabled.
You may have a quarrel with the Benthans, Eldix. We do not.
I've jammed the Benthan ship's communications so they can't signal for help. You know what needs to be done.
The plan be ruined.
No one can know what happened here.
That's not going to work for me.
Unacceptable. The Benthans are performing their assigned duties and have no way of knowing who or what we are. Sensors are detecting damage to the ship's long-range communications array. It will be days before they can restore warp power or send out a signal. We can leave now, complete our mission, and then return later to assist the Benthans.
That sounds like a good idea.
That's not a risk I'm willing to take. They're in range of the Herodian array. They could tap it to send out a call for help, or disable our modifications. The Herodian could return and discover what happened. And if another FotR fleet finds them, there will be questions none of us want to answer. The Benthans must be silenced.
I don't think so.
We can put him in our brig or tow his ship away to buy ourselves more time. There is no need for more bloodshed.
Yeah, let's take him with us. Let him know what's the situation.
They did not need to die.
Well, looks like Eldex is a bit of a jackass.
I trust you won't be so squeamish in the future. There is more riding on this plan than the lives of a handful of so-called peacekeepers.
You know what, Eldex? You're absolutely right. And I want you to remember that when the time comes when this mission is over, that if I start shooting at you, it's only because I'm not being squeamish about it. Just an FYI.
The Borg place very little value on the life of one individual. Captain Janeway and the crew of Voyager showed me that that belief was incorrect. Given all they have been through, I had hoped Commander Eldex would place more value on the lives of others. It appears that his concern only extends to other Vadwar. Watch him carefully. Eldex cannot be trusted.
Like, yeah, as I said at the top, Eldex is not necessarily on our side. We happen to be moving the same direction. Okay, as Jim Kirk once said, let's get the hell out of here.
Gaul has increased security since your last visit. Let me do the talking.
Alright. I'm sure you will be able to convince them of whatever. We did kind of make them look bad last time we were here. You know, we just kind of marched right in with a holographically disguised ship. We kind of switched IFF transponders with another one of their ships when they started firing at everybody. Oh, that was good times. Input security code and voice verification now.
Verification code 109947.
It seems that it cannot be Star Trek without the number 47 showing up somewhere.
Verification accepted. Due to heightened security, all ships are required to reduce speed below full impulse for security scans.
One hurdle cleared. Continue to the manned security checkpoint.
Alright. I may not be able to do full impulse, but I can certainly change my power to speed and get relatively close to it. This is me thumbing my nose at them.
Disengage your engines and provide the proper security codes.
Let's brazen it out, shall we? I've been here many times, and I've never needed to submit my codes.
My predecessor was more lax in her handling of security measures. She has paid the price for her errors in judgment. What is your security code?
Okay, well, this is not working.
Verification code Alpha 4742.
There's that 47 again.
And squadron reporting. Do not make me late for the meeting.
See what I have to deal with?
Commander Eldex. Take your squadron to the marked position on the outer orbit ring.
Have a nice day! Let's go back to weapon charge here.
Ignore the scans. Fly like you belong here.
I have a feeling that once things start going ugly, I'm going to want to have all powers on
Try to
weapons.
use a hologram again, isn't it?
Especially if it was Ferengi manufactured. Oh gee, look at him going at full
There's
impulse.
67 ships in this system. That is more than expected.
Gaul's planning something big. This must be the start.
There are a lot of ships here. 67 is a pretty significant number, and there are probably
ships,
more on the
just
way.
more reasons not to get caught.
Really, one ship is more than sufficient to be worried.
We're putting a great deal of trust in you, Commander.
I am after one goal. The liberation of my people from these monsters.
Now you'll carefully note that
I will do anything to achieve that, including betraying Gaul to save us all.
nowhere in his statement does he indicate that gee, maybe we'll stop this
It is time
violent
for someone
conquest
with
thing.
a stronger resolve to take up the cause that Gaul has abandoned. There are more ships in system than I had anticipated. But we can't stop now. Leaving would only make us look suspicious. I'm transmitting coordinates for a secure room near the meeting site. Beam down there. I will have a holographic disguise ready for you. Security is scanning for such tricks on ships, but I'm not sure they realize how many uses there are for holo emitters.
May all your guesses be right. Okay, looks like we're leaving somebody behind. I think this crew will be sufficient. I definitely want Varara Talon here. Having Zemidar backup is always in.
Security is so focused on keeping intruders out of our space that they won't be looking for trouble on the ground. But try not to act suspicious. Our soldiers aren't as dumb as you seem to think they are. You'll need to place these emitters around the leaders, which when activated will emit a low-level delta radiation pulse that should disrupt their isoboramine neurotransmitters, forcing their parasites out for a short period.
Well, short period, I guess, is better than no period.
You'll also need to place recording devices, so everything that happens is transmitted to the quadrant. I'll stay here with the transmitter and monitor your progress. This is more than a simple briefing. Gaul might even be here in person, so don't get caught. We're all dead if you do.
Alright, well, we're not going to get caught. You try to stay intact, and we'll play with your toys. Bam! Here we all are. A bunch of completely inconspicuous Vaadwaur. Seven, of course, gets the classy-looking disguise, even though she still has her Borg implant there visible. I'm sure that won't give us away at all. Let's hope the soldiers really are as dumb as I think they are. Heh. The revolution will be televised. Nothing like a sense of the appropriate. Here we are, my fellow Vaadwaur. We are just another bunch of Vaadwaur coming in from space to watch the really big meeting everybody is having. No point to being alarmed or anything like that. We are all friends here. Ooh, and while we're friends, let's go over here and set up this disruptor device. And let's grab this one. Oh, look at the little chatter they have over there. And boy, they sound like great people, huh? You're still plotting to more or less conquer everybody around. I find it hard to believe that all of them are going to be cooperative. And I guess this will be where they do the big address because, you know, everyone's got to have a massive podium to do their talk with. Oh, look at the crowd, look at the crowd. Ooh, it talks about the Kovali War. Speaking of television. Oh, what's that I see? What's that I see? Can't pass it up. Hey, Fiendy! It is indeed Star Trek night. And I am jeopardizing my mission as always to grab a harvestable material because I cannot pass up shiny things. We all have our little character flaws. Oops, there's a disrupt here. What we are doing right now is infiltrating the stronghold of the Vaadwaur, and we're going to try to expose the parasites on live TV, so to speak. Okay, it's not technically live TV, but it's whatever video recording thing that Star Trek has available, by making use of one of the Hirojin Kama rays. And we're going to expose everything to the entire quadrant. I am not going the right way, am I? No, I am not. Thank heavens for tricorder scans. Oh, and here we are. Recording device.
You'll need to set up a signal booster so we can transmit our signal through the base's electronic security. There's a power console near to where the leadership is addressing the troops. Tie the repeater into the conduits there.
Okay, find console, install booster. Easy enough for me to understand. Okay, yeah, that'll crack out the Talaxians. It certainly kills any sympathy I've got for the rank and file. Signal booster, signal boosters.
Hey! What are you doing? No one is allowed back here.
You know, that's not as elegant as a
We're
Vulcan
finished
nerve
here. I
pinch.
suggest we return to the crowd.
But hey, it's effective. I'm not going to say anything against it. Still, you know, beating up other Vodwar. That's why I brought a Jemadar with me. Oh, I guess that's not their podium. I guess it's where I get to watch. I was thinking that the big podium up here would be where Gaul would come to do his performance because, I mean, take a look at it. You're overlooking everybody. Everybody can see you. This would have been the obvious place for that. Yes, the sneaky fist flail. Who knew that 7 of 9 would be so proficient in such a technique? The Romulans are deceptive people. Well, I'm an alien, not technically Romulan, so, you know. And technically speaking, yeah, I have exactly one Romulan with me beamed down here. I mean, I've got 7, I've got a Riemann, I've got a Jem'Hadar, and I'm an alien, leaving one Romulan, which would be no. Okay, let's see what the conference will be like. I'm in position.
Now hear the words of our great leader, Gaul!
Sir!
What do you want?
Someone found the guard. Quick, activate the device.
Man, I hate it when the plan goes awry. Oh, that figures.
What's happening?
We got everybody but Gaul. But that might work too.
Monsters! No, you did this! Traitor! Liar! Who are you? Monster! Deceiver! Beast! Kill it!
Enough! Why are you letting your eyes deceive you? This is a plot by our enemies. They're trying to divide us. I say no. We will stand
I think it would have been
strong,
hilarious if one of those
united.
things jumped on his back
We are
right now.
FotR, and we will conquer our enemies.
Gaul's right! This is insane! I'll stand with you! No! Gaul's a betrayer!
You know, this is working a lot better than I thought it was going to.
I see some of you are still loyal to our cause. The rest, you are cowards and traitors unworthy to be called FotR. Kill them.
Oh, I think that is our cue to leave.
I think our time here is done.
Yes.
We should make our way to the extraction point.
Yes, we are going to go out and purge the, Oh, come on, guys. Don't get involved over there. You know, sometimes I think my people are idiots. So I'm going to have to more or less directly tell them who to attack so they don't do something stupid like run backwards. Flee! Flee! Run away! Run away! Looks like they're coming here too. Move thy posteriors henceforth with great rapidity. Okay, medical, oh great, Sayla went down. And Sayla's like, further back there than I want to think about. Oh good, not as far back as I thought though. Cue Balrog appearance.
Get out now!
I like his idea better than that one. Screw the Balrog, we're out of here. Oh, how about that? I actually had somebody actually using a phaser. Oh well. That's what it might have been.
I need to rally my people. The ones who aren't infected and who are willing to fight. The parasites will crush them if someone doesn't act. My allies are holding one of the space docks in the outer perimeter. Help me get there. I'll start coordinating the fight from there, and you'll be able to return to your ship.
You know, I went through all the effort of setting this the weapons power strong, and the thing resets everything to balanced. Alright, let's get him out of here. If we're really lucky, we can zip through before people start firing on us. I think we can skip the whole don't do full impulse now. Space Balrogs are very scary.
We need to confirm the transmission made it to the array. Incoming hostiles. Handle them.
Let's hope we don't have to deal with scary Balrogs. Ooh, how about that? I destroyed one of a destructible projectile after all. Only, what, 17 more to go? Okay, get some distance, turn around, and then give him the massive torpedo spread that they always use on me. Revenge is sweet. They appear when you dig too deeply into subspace. Well, you know, it does occur to me that, technically speaking,
the transmission signal
the Terrae are dealing with underspace.
Communications array. Now all Vaudwar will know about the corruption among us. You should go. I need to prepare my people for the fight ahead.
Works for me. Have fun. Escape the system. I like that strategy. Escape. Let's try to make sure that we don't get aggro from anybody.
I am in contact with Voyager, and it is waiting with your vessel outside this system. We need to depart immediately.
I kind of want to keep this ship. I mean, it was fun being able to use that torpedo spread, even if it was only a couple times. Fun fact, that was one of the lockbox ships that was being hyped around this time when Delta Rising came out.
Half the quadrant's talking about it, and the rest are trying to find a way to claim responsibility for it. It would have been better if you could have exposed Gaul as well, and taken down the Vaudwar leadership in one act. But we'll take what we can get. The Vaudwar are in chaos, and if they're fighting one another, they're not fighting us. That will give us some room to maneuver.
Now that's a Romulan's Romulan. Yeah, it would have been nice if we could have gotten Gaul too on that, but that would have been too much to hope for. So, Tetrion beam array or Tetrion dual cannons? Ultimately, it doesn't really matter because I'm not using either one of them, so we'll just grab the cannons. Actually, we'll grab the array. It has all the damage, critical hit buffs. Alright, well, that takes care of the first
Our
thing.
alliance is going to need more help if we want to succeed
Oh, hi, Lieutenant
against the
Commander.
Vaudwar. We'll need to make pacts with other species in the quadrant, and not everyone is going to see this our way.
No.
That's where you come in. Go out there and show them the value of cooperation.
Okay, piddling XP and expertise, but the real rewards will come with patrol stuff. Whichever one is worth the most when you sell it. A good point. However, their value was the exact same. So, it really was basically coin flip material. Now the good news is it seems that I only have to worry about one patrol for this mission. at Kinbar. And Kinbar is actually reasonably close by. However, God forbid that the autopilot actually works and puts me in the right direction. So we'll just get ourselves pointing galactic north, shall we say, and kick off a quantum split screen to cut down the commute. Oops. And let's slide that all the way to the top there. Moving us at a leisurely transwarp 30. Oops. Gotta cut it off, moving too fast. Kinbar 8. 12 planets orbit a Class F white star in this hierarchy-controlled system. 3 of the planets are M-class, but 2 remain uninhabited. Mining the nearby asteroids and micronebulas is the main source of income for the hierarchy here, but there is talk of harvesting the lush forests of Kinbar 8. Hierarchy scientists predict deforesting will seriously impact the planet's climate, but the cost ratio analysis indicates that it is an acceptable loss. Oh, that's a hierarchy for you. So let's see what we have.
The Teray have reported a high incidence of raiders and piracy here. Their vessels are under Voth protection. Any acts of aggression toward them will be dealt with harshly.
Hey, no worries, Voth guys. We get along with Teray. In fact, we've helped them out when you've left them twisting in the wind before, so you know. Oh wait, I said that out loud, didn't I? I'm sorry.
Good. Be advised that there are Teray fighters inbound for trade relations with the hierarchy. Our escort vessels will be matching your position soon. Interference with Teray commerce will not be tolerated.
So, what's hierarchy up to?
Let me step in and answer that. Director Flynn, Economic Projects Management. The system is a hub for profitable trade with many partners. Unfortunately, profit attracts criminals. Security measures are being enacted to restore law and order to the system. Until those go into effect, the hierarchy is grateful for your assistance with those, concerns.
Okay, I can get
We
that.
have several trading partners, including the Talaxians, the Hazari, and the Teray. Some of them have signed contracts with independent security providers, such as the Voth. A wise choice, perhaps, if not a costly one.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the Voth would be like on that one. Yeah, the hierarchy are basically Delta Quadrant Ferengi, I feel. God help us should the two meet. What's the Voth doing with the Teray? I already know the answer to this, but I'll ask anyway.
We have a strategic arrangement with the Teray. They are a protectorate of the Voth. They have requested our aid in this system, and they will have it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys are finally actually doing something about your strategic arrangement as opposed to blowing them off like you've done before. Oops, I said that out loud too. Why do I keep doing that? At any rate, we're with the Delta Alliance, and we're going to assist with dealing with raiders and pirates because we don't like them either. Oh, right. Looks like it's an escort mission. My favorite kind of MMO mission. Oh, on the other hand, sorry guys, have to abandon you for a minute there. Shiny, 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 must scan. One of these days, it's going to get me killed. Delicious escort mission. So I take it you're a fan of them too. On the bright side, these things are awfully hard to get killed, so...
I see our escort has arrived. And you as well.
Faint praise. Escort to the rally point. Everyone loves guiding a terrible AI through dangerous terrain. Yes, I think there is not a single MMO player who likes escort missions.
This is outrageous. Teray
only going to say this once. Turn the supplies over to me, immediately, or I will have no choice but to open fire.
Yeah, sounds kind of fishy. If you fire on us, you're going to be very, very sorry. And that's just us. I mean, that's not even counting the Voth here. Up. The Malon have antagonized the big dinosaur people. They're in trouble now. Now, Malon like to throw out those plasma clouds because, you know, they're very big on the whole pollution thing. They give a hoot. They pollute. If anybody can remember that campaign way back in the day. Ad campaign, that is, not, you know, gaming campaign. And that takes care of the Malon. Most of the fleet looks like they're fairly intact. I'm going to hit them with one of my engineering crew abilities. And, okay, the shields didn't help at all, but just in case another group decides to jump in before these guys reach destination. You never know, someone may have had a D&D game based on it. You may be right, I can't rule anything out.
That completes our run. We'll wait for our trade contact here.
Awesome. Oh, good. That means we now have a second convoy to deal with. You know, if this were like the old missions, then we could guarantee roughly 5 convoys. Because 5 was the magic number back in the day. Take out 5 patrols. Grab 5 items. Everything was in 5s when the game came out and did their first patrol missions. But we are in a different era now, and hopefully we do not have 5 convoys. That said, I won't be surprised either. Woodsy Owl didn't have nearly the staying power of Smokey the Bear, though. That is true. Smokey is immortal. Or at least close enough to it. Ooh, that guy might get hurt fast. Oh, not good, not good. I'm stuck in the old plasma area. There we go. I'm out. Let's get those shields back up rolling. And let's do some giggling things. Let's push some of those guys into their own cloud. I am not in the best shape I would prefer to be in, but I don't think I'm in any real major danger right either. Oops. Oh, that's a Voth cruiser though. I don't care about the Voth. What can I say? I might be a little bitter over dealing with them in the past. Oops, no, there's still one guy there. Oh, how about that? The Voth repair themselves. In that case, I really don't care what happens with the Voth. They can fix their own stuff. Oh, take a bite out of crime. I remember that one. What was it? McGraw, was it? Can't remember his name. It was the dog. Ugh, good times. Public service TV. Those were the days.
All right, time to get underway. Initiating transport now.
Only one more convoy. How about that? How about that?
Speaking for myself and all of my crew, I'd like to say that we appreciate the escort.
I can always expect the Talaxians to be friendly. Oops, did something just blow up over there? I sure hope none of the ships had an accident. Let's see. Shields are almost back. Hull is back. All is good.
Multiple hostiles on sensors.
Oh, that's what I get for saying all is good. Alright, wise guys, you want to do that? Go into your own evil cloud. Go in, go in! That plan did not work as well as I was hoping. Okay, I see I may have offended somebody. Alright, good news is all the heavy cloud stuff seems to have gone away. Better news is a lot of the Malons seem like they've gone away. We could still have a problem. Well, the good news is they're all firing at me. That means they're not firing at Galaxians. So they changed Woodsea's slogan. Now it's give a hand, care for the land. That's not nearly as catchy, I don't think, but ad execs, what can you do? I guess they're trying to encourage volunteer civic service sort of stuff. I can get that.
And here we are, safe and sound. We'll start on.
Oh, that's why.
Another group of raiders inbound to the trade facility, ready to intercept.
Owls hoot they don't have hands. That is true. That's why they need you to lend a hand, because they don't have them. They would need the help if they had hands. Oh, I'm in the middle of a cloud. Let's get out of here before. Oh man, I look horrible. Thank God for the Miracle Worker ability. You know, I don't know how tactical captains handle flying fragile ships like escorts and fighters like this one, because they wouldn't have access to Miracle Worker abilities. They'd be turned into tissue paper in no time flat. And heaven knows their abilities don't seem to nearly be as useful as Miracle Worker is. Of course, that probably explains why I rarely use captains who are tactical in escort ships. Let's do a little bit of health here before we start finishing the job. Hopefully this will be the last to go. And, oops, no, that would have been too easy. Looks like we have a couple more guests. If I gotta admit though, it is a nice change from having to deal with, say, the usual rotten Vodwar with their torpedo spreads.
Excellent work. We received all 3 shipments of supplies, intact and on schedule. Unfortunately, this was a limited time project. For now, our partnership must come to an end. With my compliments to you and your crew.
Hey, no problem. We'll be glad to help out for, friendly activities such as this one. Receiving word. Looks like things have settled down here. We're ready to leave the system when we're ready. Well, I'm not ready yet because there's a couple things I want to take care of first. First, where are the Romulan marks on here? There we are. There. That might get me closer to where I want to be as far as that tier 5 stuff goes. Maybe. And I'm not sure if I'm seeing an uncommon item there or not, so no, don't want lockbox. There we go. And look at all the stuff I get in the Oh, this triple skill points. I've never really been sure. I guess everything I blew up gave me triple rewards. I got my bonus patrol mark package, XP expertise, dilithium, and more dilithium. Alright. Out of here. Interesting. It was a federal crime to reproduce the Woodsy character or his original slogan in any way until this year of 2021. Huh, that's interesting.
Time has come to end the Vodwar threat to the Delta Quadrant. Our allies are assembling at the Jenolan Dyson Sphere to plan our assault on the Vodwar homeworld. You will serve as the battle commander for the assault. Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you at the Jenolan Dyson Sphere. He will brief you and our allies on our strategy. Good hunting.
Okay, this is the big one. And you'll notice that it's the big one because we have a fair amount of, we have more expertise and XP being awarded than we usually do. We'll get more dilithium than we usually do, and as a special reward, a Vodwar Pulse Wave pistol. Will it be better than what I'm using for my gun now? Not really. But I could give it to one of my bridge officers. They might find use for it. So here we are. We're about to hit the concluding part of the Vodwar arc, although not the end of the Delta Quadrant arc. We will transwarp to the sphere because, again, who wants to see me going painfully slowly across the sector boundary, No, we will not do that. We will go directly to the Dyson Sphere and begin takedown. And so we'll have a mildly painfully slow loading process going on. Very painfully slow. I mean, it's not like it has to load the entire Delta Quadrant headquarters in here. Or maybe it does. It's been a while since I've done this mission. I can't remember half the things that happen. We have arrived at the Jenolan Dyson Sphere system. Our orders are for you to beam down to the surface for the conference about to take place. And look, we've got a Borg cooperative cube there. A lot of different ships. I'm glad he can see them because I can only see the one. Oh. That's because all the other ones are puny. Azari. Am I ready to beam down? Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, all that load time for that. Come on, guys. I swear, sometimes I think some of this stuff could use a serious optimization pass. Ah well. I was not consulted. So we'll just stare here at the loading screen, telling us all about the House Reborn patch that came in recently. Oh yeah, cross-faction flying. That sets my teeth on edge. Now it does not matter what faction you are a part of. You will be able to fly any ship, at least as long as you've either paid Zen or you've gotten a Klingon captain to level 65. What this means is now you can have the Klingons flying top-of-the-line Starfleet vessels, and likewise your Starfleet officer can be flying the top-of-the-line Klingon vessels. And of course, both can fly all of the Romulan vessels, and the Romulans can fly all of those vessels. Now, I'm not 100% sure about Dominion vessels, but I'm pretty sure they might be included. If not, I'm pretty sure there's something in possibly their reputation that allows your other captains to use Dominion starships. dubious about that. I have issues with that, but why not? I guess the devs are figuring it'll make the people who play the game shut up when the Klingon players complain about never seeing Klingon ships being produced. They're always Starfleet ships. Now they can say, "Oh, you can fly them too now." Not impressed. Okay, rant over. Let's talk to Admiral Tuvok.
We are not yet ready to begin. While I finish preparations, I suggest you speak to the liaisons of our allies.
Tuvok, you did this to me when this whole mess began, too. You had me running around to these people, jabbering with these people, setting up for the briefing. You had me doing all this the last time. Fine. Where are the Alpha Quadrant reps?
The Vaadwaur are anticipating an attack of some kind, and we know they are monitoring our ship movements closely. Therefore, I suggest we adapt the tactics of our enemies to our own use. As a diversion, I have dispatched Alliance ships to the Cartella system to engage the Vaadwaur forces there. If they are successful, by the time the Vaadwaur realize what is happening, we will have already secured Vaadwaur Prime. The Vaadwaur believe the other species of this quadrant are too weak to challenge them. We will use that misconception to our advantage by using our Delta Quadrant allies to assault Vaadwaur Prime itself.
That's great, Tuvok, even though it had absolutely nothing to do with the question I asked. They really need to do a text pass on some of these things.
We are not yet ready to begin.
Yeah, I'll talk to them. Rumble's curse tomorrow. I'm gonna play the freaking Gopher at Admiral level. Neelix.
We have a firm contract with the Hazari. It would bring them great dishonor to fail to complete it, so I expect that we'll have their full support in this battle.
Good. What are they going to do?
The Hazari ships usually fight in pairs. One ship hangs back and provides shield support for the other. This gives them excellent defensive capabilities, but it comes at a cost. Their firepower isn't quite as strong as it would be if they weren't so dedicated to protection.
Now, you might think that this kind of information will come in handy later, because this cannot possibly be a Chekhov's gun being set up here. Thanks, Felix.
The Hazari will uphold our end of the contract, to the letter. And we expect you to do the same. We specialize in defense, and our ships are at your disposal.
Hey, we're glad you accepted the contract. Honestly, I didn't expect to see you guys here after the way we kind of broke things off a couple weeks ago, where, we kind of told the Benthans that you were trying to stick them in the back, and I really thought we'd never see you guys again, but you're here. That's great. Love to have you. Doctor! Where's your TARDIS? Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong doctor.
Good to see you again. Through my excellent diplomatic skills and some assistance from Admiral Tuvok, I have managed to convince the Hierarchy Board of Directors that assisting us in this battle and ensuring the end of the Vaadwaur will improve their long-term profits.
I agree. Being dead would really make their long-term profits really low.
The Hierarchy are experts at surveillance and espionage. If the Vaadwaur try any tricks, the Hierarchy would be the ones we should send to subvert them.
Really? They're the experts at surveillance and espionage? Because I seem to recall, very recently in fact, you infiltrating their ship, and we more or less made them look like complete idiots. Well, they don't know that, but we know that. Of course, I'm saying this right in front of them, so forget I said anything.
Greetings. The Hierarchy is anticipating a profitable transaction under your guidance. Our surveillance and tactical capabilities are at your disposal.
Works for me. Good to be working with you guys. Captain Kim. And boy, you just can't stay away from the Kazon, can you?
I'm not sure I completely trust the Kazon after our experience with Maj Sesson, but they say they'll fight for us today. Maybe you'll have better luck reaching a consensus with them than I did.
It's always possible. What'll they provide?
The Kazon have a large number of ships and fight without fear. However, their lack of organization makes slotting them into precise battle formations problematic. They'll go to war with you, but they may not follow every order.
Sounds like shock troops to me.
The Kazon are eager for battle. Our enemies will fall today. All of them.
You know, he was doing fine until that last sentence. That just screams likely betrayal down the line here. Sure, I'm looking forward to fighting by your side. Really. Honest. And then we've got 7 of 9 over here hanging around with, I think they're the cooperative, right? That makes sense.
Cooperative asked me to inform you that they appreciate your assistance and are prepared to provide what assistance they can in the final battle against the Vodwar.
Oh, there's not a whole lot of them, although they do operate Borg ships, so that's always a plus. What do they got?
The Cooperative's main weapon is adapted Borg technology. Cooperative vessels can confuse the systems of opposing ships and cause them to fire on friendly targets. This tactic is most effective in mixed groups of ships, where the Cooperative can turn the larger vessels against the smaller ones.
I like it.
The Cooperative appreciates your partnership, and we are eager to end the Vodwar threat to our quadrant. Our technological capabilities are at your disposal.
Sounds good. Alright, Tuvok, I've chatted with everybody. How do you want to get on with it?
The presentation will begin momentarily. Perhaps you would be willing to check in with the representatives of our other allies. We invited Eldex's people and the Hirogen, but neither group chose to send a representative.
I'm tempted to ask about the Alpha Quadrant representatives again, but I really don't need him to go on the tangent again. Grumble, curse, and I'll talk with more people. Stupid Tuvok. Benthans!
Greetings. The Benthan Guard is honored to join you in the fight against the Vodwar. We dedicate our lives to promoting law and order throughout the Delta Quadrant. Finding someone else with the same ideals is unusual, but most gratifying.
Glad to hear it. Let's not talk about what happened to his, one of their people's ships not too long ago. Stupid Eldex. And over here we've got, one of the Kobali. Hey, Pop C Professor, thank you for the follow.
I'm grateful for your assistance on my world. By joining you in this fight, perhaps I can begin to repay a
Glad to have you
portion
joining
of the
us.
life debt my people owe you.
We are going through the Delta Quadrant arc in Star Trek Online, and we are pretty much at the big climax where we're about to take it to the Vodwar. At least that's the plan. Hi there. With any luck, this will go perfectly smoothly and nothing will go wrong. Yes, if that doesn't go under famous last words, I don't know what does. Let's see, we have Teray and Talaxian representatives. We'll do the Teray first.
Aiding you against the Vodwar was a difficult decision for our people. We do not wish to ally with you, but we understand that ending Gaul's reign of terror is more important than our discomfort.
It's good to see you again, Bellis. Glad to see you here to give us a hand. At least in far as moral support goes. And to the Talaxians.
Hello again. You've done so much to help us. It's only right that we help you this time.
Hey, we could use all the help we can get. Okay, now maybe Tuvok will actually deign to address everybody.
If you are ready, I will begin the presentation.
Oh, I've been ready.
The bulk of the Vodwar fleet has pulled back to Vodwar Prime. We expect to face the final might of the Vodwar, including Gaul's flagship. Our battle there will have 5 fronts, each progressively closer to the planet. Our rendezvous point will be here, where the mineral content of the moon will help to hide our ships. The Teray
Pop C, what sector am I in? I am in the Delta Quadrant. We are at the Janolan Dyson Sphere.
The Admiral has already given us our assignment. Our forces will assault the other side of the planet to
we're dealing with
secure
a
the
lot
area
of
against a
Delta
possible
Quadrant
retreat.
species.
Our Talaxian friends will be in charge of transporting prisoners of war.
We've got the Kazon there.
To give us the best possible chance of success, our battle commander will be
got
able to
Kobali
coordinate
around.
our allies at each of the first 4 fronts. Each wing of allies has different tactical advantages.
Old Voyager crew.
The cooperative can confuse enemies. The Kazon have many ships and fight without fear. The hierarchy have unparalleled espionage and surveillance abilities, and should be difficult to take by surprise.
Gee, with all this information being hammered in again, I can't possibly be a Chekhov's gun.
This battle
I'm sure it won't be relevant at all.
We must prevail.
All right, it's showtime. Yes, Popsy, that was indeed Harry Kim. He finally got his promotion. He is the captain of the USS Rhodes, either Rhodes or Rhode Island. I can't remember exactly which. Either way, he's the captain of his own ship now, and it only took him 30-some years. Whereas most players in the Star Trek Online are able to go from lieutenant to captain in like under a year. So I'm trolling the way Star Trek Online handles promotions. I'm a horrible person. I am ready to beam up. Harry, in fact, was pretty essential for the Kobali story arc. There's an adventure zone with Kobali Prime,
The fleet is ready
and
to
he's
begin
front
the
and
assault.
center on that.
I will remain behind to coordinate their movements, while you will be commanding the battle from the field. We have 4 wings of allies at our disposal to help you break through the Vaadwaur lines. I recommend deploying 1 wing in each area. Are you ready to begin?
Oh, good. Now, I'm about to reach the point of determining who is going to assist me in each fight. Doing the correct choices will give me an advantage. Choosing someone otherwise, not so much. And not all the Voyager peoples appear. That's kind of a yes and no sort of thing. There are a few folks who do not appear. Janeway does not appear. B'Elanna does not appear. Tom Paris is complicated. That's a subject for a future stream. That'll be at least 2, maybe 3 weeks down the line if I do my math correctly. Yes, foreshadowing. Okay.
The Vaadwaur have sent out several large frigate scout forces. Which wing of allies do you want to assist you?
That's a good question. You know what? I'm going to ask his advice, because if he's going to be sitting behind here, he might as well give me the benefit of intelligence here.
Vessels. We need ships that would not be overwhelmed by numbers. The Kazon might be a good choice, because they have a large number of ships as well. The Hazari, another good option, because their powerful defensive capabilities would help in this situation. The Cooperative would perhaps not be a good choice. They could be overwhelmed by the number of Vaadwaur frigates.
This is a toughie. So we know we're not going to do the Cooperative. I don't know about having the Kazon involved with this one. I'm kind of leaning towards the Hazari.
The Vaadwaur have sent out several large frigate scout forces. That is an acceptable choice. The defensive power of the Hazari ships should be enough to deal with the frigates.
Well, we'll find out. In case you didn't figure out who I am, I also go by Prev. Hey! How about that? No, I did not figure that out because I'm slow. Glad you could stop by the stream. Let's see. What do we else? Oh, we're gonna do the fight now. Okay. Oops. I thought I was going to have to deploy everyone right away. Looks like we'll be engaging in the ultraviolence immediately. Now, I am currently flying a Bajoran Interceptor, which is definitely not a Romulan ship, but it was one of the reward ships for some event some years ago. Or maybe only a couple years ago. I lose track. And I've never had a chance to really use it, so I figured I would use it for this character, at least for the short term. So I was streaming in the Discord and just followed on over. Well, you know, that's perfectly okay with me, obviously. Vaadwaur aren't able to penetrate the Hazari defenses. I'm glad to hear that. Maybe that means they won't all die right away. May all my guesses be right. It's always nice to see that my tactical choice was justified. I kind of want to save the Kazon for really a shock troop kind of situation. Plus, I'll be brutally honest, I don't trust them. I always have the feeling that the Kazon are going to backstab me. And I believe I have justification in this feeling. You know, I'll probably do a lot better if I just focus fire on the targets. Oops, maybe not that particular one. Oops, down, down, away, away! Those torpedo salvos, they will wreck your ship. I mean, those kind of things scare me if I'm flying cruisers with their high health and high shields. And there are a lot of ships in this battle. Well, they did say there was going to be a lot of ships in this battle group. I was just hoping that we might be able to... Ooh. The mines actually did a good job on that one. And another one down, and a couple more to go in this grouping. Of course, we still have another battle group to take care of after this one. And a few more waves to deal with after this one. I really gotta try to remember which button actually does the shields, which one does my particle burst. I've never been horribly impressed with how good my particle bursts work, because they usually don't. I really should replace that skill with a different skill for that character, but maybe I'll do that later on. Okay, one more target for this half battle group. All weapons have a 10-kilometer range, so I can't actually do anything until I get within 10 kilometers. They don't have that much variation in weaponry here. Alright, one battle group down, one to go. That's what I want you to do. Didn't remember. I want you to see if I had that ability to reposition all my mines, or if that was an ability that came from something else. Well, I can't do that right now. Too much fighting going on. And the shield does continue taking a weapon. You know, I'm almost certain that I was supposed to have Zari's support here somewhere. If I can replace that particle burst with a standard tractor, that would probably work out pretty well. Because then I can just hold them in place while the mines do their thing. Just thinking future strategy. Of course, that would require my short-term memory to hold on to that detail, and, well, sometimes it not work so good. Oh, I'm being hammered. Oh heck, why are the Zari all the way over there? Ah, didn't hit my... Oh, that sucks. Apparently I didn't hit my button fast enough for it to put my health and shields back up, but it was fast enough to go on cooldown. Thanks for nothing, crew. Well, since I'm here, and since I'm not in immediate conflict, let's see if I have the... Relocate mines! Awesome, I'm going to put that right over here. And we'll give that a test spin. What that'll theoretically do is take all my mines from one location and surround an enemy ship with them. That's the theory. I have no idea how well that'll work, but I am really curious to find out. So I'm going to pop some mines out right now. I think we're going to use this ability and see what happens. Ooh! It worked! There they are, going after them. It's about, what, 1 minute cooldown? Very nice. I wish I had any idea of how I got that skill, because I honestly don't know. I should look it up on STO wiki somewhere along the line. Okay, one more ship. I'm pretty sure it's one more ship. Phase 1 of the assault complete.
That went well. What do you want me to do now?
Hold the area, and we're going to move on.
The Toray fleet has secured the subspace tunnels. The Vaadwaur will not be able to use them to attack or to retreat.
Excellent.
We shall establish a medical flotilla and secure the area. Vessels of the fleet can transport any wounded, including Vaadwaur, to our ships for treatment.
Hey, as long as you get our people first, we're good. And let's not be using the Vaadwaur to reproduce while you're here. It would look bad. Alright, it's time for Bravo Front. As we come a little closer.
The Vaadwaur have set up a cruiser picket line in this area. Which ally do you want to advance?
That's a good question. I've already used Hazari, so that leaves the Hierarchy, the Kazon, and the Borg. Almost tempted to do Borg, but let's see what Tuvok has to say.
We are facing a picket line of cruisers, so we need ships that can withstand constant, persistent attacks. The Kazon could be a good choice because of the number of ships in their fleet. I believe the Cooperative would also be sufficient to the task. I would not recommend the Hierarchy, however. Their ships are more suited to espionage and surveillance, so fighting a large number of moderately powered vessels would not be advantageous.
I think we're going to let the Kazon go in here.
Line in this area, which that is an acceptable choice. The Kazon ships should have sufficient numbers to challenge the Vaadwaur.
Something's not right here. The Kazon are in the wrong position, and they aren't responding to my hails.
What a shock! The Kazon getting ready to do a backstab? Who would have thunk it? They're moving into position with the Vaadwaur. Awesome. And there are the Kazon Nistrum. It would be the Kazon Nistrum. We're being hailed by Sessin, and for those who have not been following along throughout the entire Delta Quadrant arc, Sessin is the son of Seska, who was one of the primary pains in the posterior of the early seasons of Voyager. Yes, of course they are. Yes. Yep, that's the Kazon, alright. Fools, do you really believe I would assist you in your folly? My mother's murder will be avenged at last! You know, I don't know what you've been sniffing, but Janeway didn't kill her. She kind of did it to herself. No, of course we aren't going to get any response of any rationality here. Okay, Kim.
I was worried they might double-cross us, but I never thought they would be so blatant. But come to think of it, they did say some pretty suspicious things during the briefing.
No kidding!
Fortunately, Admiral Tuvok and I have a backup plan. Sessin has been encroaching on Hirogen territory for some time. They'll join us in battle for a chance to collect his ship as a trophy.
Oh, this is going to be awesome. So we have me, the Kazon, the Vodwar, and the Hirogen, all in the same fight. This is gonna be awesome! Oh yeah, and we have the Rhode Island. At least Captain Kim will be out in the front with the rest of us. But oh my god, just look at all these ships out here. And they're close together too, not like the situation we had with the last grouping. So this is going to be just the tiniest bit complicated. Not to mention crowded. Almost an even match. Well, you know, if things had gone the way they were supposed to, this would have been significantly on our side. But apparently that is just not the way things are going to go here. Oh, get out, get out, get out, get out. Those Vodwar torpedo barrages are scary. Well, the good news is, despite our initial issues, uh-oh, not good, not good, not good. Where's my hull repair? It's at times like this where I'm really missing the Romulan ships and their ability to cloak. Well, why, oh why did I have to be the good guy and graciously accept the Zoran equipment? That'll learn me. Am I missing a... No, it's just a shadow. For a minute there, it looked like I was missing a wing. Shades of Star Citizen. Well, the good news is we've gotten the Kazon off our backs, so at least that much is right with the world. Yeah, we'll call in some reinforcements. Now that is a Romulan ship. Okay, we have the advantage now. Even though it looks like most of the ships that are supposed to be assisting me are hanging back. Really, guys? Really? Sir, we must disable the satellite network to prevent the Vodwar from receiving surveillance data that might allow them to make a counterattack. First, we will need to override the security measures on one of the satellites. Then we can transmit a virus that will shut down the entire network. Sounds good. Set a course. Override security system. I guess I'm really close by. Excellent. Oh, no, that's take items, not transmit virus. Ah, I have to go over here. Transmit virus. Lauer is an alien species. I basically hit the random button until I got something that looks suitably horrific and went with that.
Resistance has been heavier than expected, but our ships have so far proved equal to the task.
One of the things that you can do in the game here is not necessarily, you don't have to make one of the pre-done species. You can create an alien species all your own. That's how come I have Tellel here, who is definitely not Romulan by any stretch of the imagination. Very alien. And Lauer, well, he's the Starfleet representative on my ship because they gave him to me when I aligned with Starfleet, and I got an alien species, so I went with someone with a really big head. I keep meaning to do a bit more work with him to make him a part of my landing parties and all that. But I like having my Jem'Hadar representative here in my landing party instead. His animation looks like a bird. Well, you know, I think his stance is set to be kind of twitchy. There's a number of stances that you can that basically impact your idle animations, and I'm pretty sure I'd use twitchy for him, but I can't prove it off the top of my head.
Please remember to direct any wounded or prisoners of war to our flotilla at Alpha Front.
Roger that.
This area is secure. What are your orders?
Stay put with this Hirigen, coordinate cleanup, blow up any Kazon that happen to be rolling by. I'm bitter. Need to look into that next time you log in. There's an alien, you can basically do an alien species for any one of the factions except the Dominion faction. Oh, actually, you might not be able to do it for the original series sub-faction. But I can't prove that off the top of my head. It's been a while. But if you have the option to choose alien, you can pretty much design your alien to look really interesting. I never did get around to coming up with a name or backstory for the alien races that I've got here, either for Lauer or for Tellel.
The Vodwar have constructed a defensive line of battleships supported by frigates. Which wing of allies would you like to help you?
Battleships. So you know what? I'm tempted to say using the Borg on this one, but on the other hand, I can see there's a good argument for the hierarchy here too. So, what do you think, Admiral?
We are facing battleships flying in formation with frigates, so we need ships that can disable the larger ships or otherwise neutralize their tactics. The Cooperative would be a good choice. Their ability to confuse the opponents could result in the larger ships destroying the smaller ones with friendly fire. The hierarchy would likewise be a strong option. Their espionage and surveillance tactics may allow them to isolate the larger ships. The Vodwar have constructed a defensive line of battleships supported by frigates. Which wing of allies would you like to help you?
Bring on the Borg.
An excellent strategy. The technology of the Cooperative may be able to cause the larger ships to attack the smaller ones. Certainly the Cooperative coordination and discipline will be more than a match for the tactical abilities of the Vodwar.
Hey, Vodwar! Guess what? Resistance is futile! Oh, I've always wanted to be able to say that on our side. Alright. Now, of course, the obvious question is, did I really make the best choices for these assignments? And the answer is, I have no idea. But if they get the job done, I'm not going to complain. Having the Borg helping us out, admittedly they're the Cooperative and not the Collective. On the other hand, the Collective isn't exactly what you would call reasonable, are they? Oh, it sounds like I made the right choice on this one. Yeah, 7 definitely sounds impressed with the decision to use the cooperative here. I'm going to take that as a vote of confidence. And another one bites the dust, and that's the first battle group. And the second battle group, for a minute there I was thinking maybe I wouldn't even have to go over there, but no, it looks like they've got plenty of vessels still operational. Ooh, evade, evade, evade. I do not want those torpedo spreads. Do not want. We seem to be... Ah, there we go. Oh, it was too much to hope for. I was hoping those two would be the last ones we had to worry about, but... Ew. It looks like we still have a few here that want to join the fun. I didn't think he was going to go down that quickly. I was doing the relocate mines to have him surrounded, then he blew up. I've really got to do a little bit better job on determining who to throw the mines at. Now this guy would be a good contender. Oh, he's got a science ability on me. That took care of that. Oh, hurry up and explode. No, that was not intended to be directed to my ship. Alright, and I think... Oh, the other one guy blew up. Oh, there we go. Secure orbital platform. Can't afford to leave our rear flank exposed. Set a course. Oh, I guess that one doesn't count. You would think that they would spread the oval thing to encompass all of them, but... Secure orbital platform. We can do that. Hail the Talaxians.
We are ready to begin transporting prisoners of war from the orbital platforms at your command.
As a certain other captain would say, make it so.
The Vadwar forces in this area have been defeated. What are your orders?
Hold the area. We're heading to the final location. Travel to the Delta front. How appropriate. We're knocking at the door.
The Vadwar have constructed a defensive line of battleships. However, knowing the Vadwar, they might be planning a surprise attack. Who do you want to assist you?
Gee, what's your advice, Admiral? I don't need to ask at this point. We know who's left. The hierarchy, who are, as you'll recall, really big on intel. Who better to throw against people who are getting ready to plan a surprise attack than people who will be able to sniff it out before it happens?
A wise choice. The espionage and surveillance capabilities of the hierarchy should help us prepare for any surprises the Vadwar might have in store.
You bet. So all things considered, I think we've made pretty good choices as to which ally to assist us in these little encounters. It does occur to me, however, that I don't know if I want to be the one in front.
Impressive deployment. The hierarchy are more than capable of
Oh, my front shields are gone. Maybe I better change my skill. Ooh. My front shields are gone, followed by my hull is gone. I should learn to take my own advice. Let the hierarchy take the hits first. I am not flying a beefy ship. I should not try to aggro multiple ships at the same time. In fact, let's call for more Romulan reinforcements, shall we? Down, down, away, away, away. Those salvos are no joke. I prefer going after the assault cruisers because they're a little less beefy than those heavy artillery vessels. Figure we'll let the hierarchy deal with the heavy boys. I'll pick off the assault cruisers. Thanks for joining, Popsy. I'll be on again next week. I'll also be on Saturday. More details on that at the end of the stream. My intel's gone. Here we go. Science abilities are rough. We've lost one group of our allies. Oh, that ain't good. I was hoping they might do a little bit better job on dealing with my larger pains. Oh, but one battle group is down. That's promising. Bad news is everyone that's left is heavy artillery. Well, this might suck. Yeah, go get them, mines. Oh, blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up. There we go. Well, I still have someone on my tail, it looks like. I think that might be the first time I've had a particle burst work in my favor. Really thought we'd gotten them all on that one. Ah, my Romulan reinforcement's still kicking, judging from the raw amount of plasma torpedoes flying around. 2 battle groups down. 1 to go. And he's still got a fair amount of ships there. It looks like a pair of heavy artilleries. Well, let's try to get in quickly so we can hopefully clean these guys up. Let's get a bunch of mines out and prep them for the near future. And I was hoping those mines would do him in. Didn't do the job I was hoping to do. I am disappointed. That, on the other hand, worked out better than I thought. I hate those torpedo sprays. I hate them, hate them, hate them. That can hurt him. Ugh, still too many of these heavy guys around. Let's grab some more reinforcements. Let's grab the Pirates of Nimbus. It's nice to see that they've been staying in communication with me after all this time. Allies are inbound, and this might be the last bad guys to worry about. Oh, people with masked sensors on me. And, oh, looks like he managed to get one more guy out there. Alright. We must disable the orbital repair platforms in this area. The Vadwar could repair their ships and allow them to re-enter the conflict. The platforms are networked together, so if we can access the recognition protocol subroutines in any single platform, the change should propagate to other platforms. Well then, by all means. Let's take care of that now. Override. And we are being hailed by the Benthams. They've broken through the ranks of the defenders, are falling back, but they are contained. We anticipate being able to rendezvous at Echo Front shortly. Echo Front?
The Vadwar forces are defeated, as I knew they would be.
Echo Front?
What are your orders?
Oh, we are so screwed. We have nobody left in reserve. It's just us. Oh, this is gonna suck.
Broken through to their final line of defense, their command ships. However, in doing so, we have exhausted our supply of allies, and the Vadwar dreadnoughts are formidable. This will be a difficult fight.
No kidding. Thanks, Tuvok.
Not quite alone. The Rodian have matters well in hand, so the Rhode Island is at your disposal.
Oh. Another ship is better than none.
I've temporarily taken command of a cooperative vessel. You will not fight alone.
Okay, odds are a little better.
The hierarchy also agreed to send a single ship to assist in the final assault. Under the command of yours truly, of course. I'm finally getting to use my emergency command subroutine. But you would not believe the amount of paperwork I had to fill out.
Last but not least, the Hazari managed to spare a ship and put it under my command. Captain Neelix. I quite like the sound of that.
Hey, I will take all the help I can get.
Show of support from our allies. However, my tactical analysis indicates that our forces are in Vadwar.
Thank you, Tuvok, for that optimistic VSW FotR's? Who the heck?
The Vadwar are relentless.
Oh.
The probability of our survival is slim.
Gaul. Yeah, sorry, Gaul. We're not going to go down that easy. Especially not to Parasite Boy, so. Let us go and inflict some harm. We may not be able to do great shakes against their dreadnoughts, but I can take out assault cruisers all day. Oh, awesome. Oh, wait. Eldex is coming in. Now the trick is going to be figuring out whose torpedo spreads belong to who. I'm just going to assume that all the torpedo spreads are capable of blowing me to smithereens and stay away from them all accordingly. Well, it turns the mission from being completely futile into a distinct fight. Yes, I will take all the help I can get. In fact, if they wanted to really make my day, we'd have the Undine showing up too. The Undine are not going to show up. Well, it certainly seems that the assistance from the Vaadwaur under Eldex has helped out.
Sir,
a lot.
we've arrived to help secure the area.
Excellent. I need to chase Gaul down. So it's time to beam down with a full complement of my officers this time. Gaul landed somewhere in this area. He must have gone into those tunnels. Boy, the place looks like a mess. And look! It's one of the Vaadwaur drop pods. Probably the one Gaul came in just a few minutes ago. He can't be far. Let me swap out to a rifle here because I think I'm going to want higher powered weaponry here. Oh. Speaking of potentially high-powered issues, let's take him at range, shall we? Alright, that takes care of their first fortification. Oh, looks like we seem to have come in the middle of a fight here. Let's drop the bomb on them, shall we? I love using those orbital strikes when I'm underground. It makes absolutely no sense. That's why I like doing it. Alright, continuing down the tunnel system. All my people are still with me. Well, this is big. Lots of platforms. Oh, those aren't platforms. That's ground. And it looks like there's some fighting going on already. Eldex, undoubtedly. And you know what? I seem to have missed something somewhere. Maybe I just jump over a rail and go down. Oh, here we are. That was not where I expected a ramp to be, but I will not argue. There are an awful lot of Vodwar here, so we're going to need to be... Okay. Cautious apparently just went out the window, so... Shield up too. Start making use of my fortification abilities. And looks like my Jemadar has already gone down. I have no idea where he is, though. Ah, someone got to him before I did. Okay, everybody is reasonably healed up, so let's continue taking out the bad guys bit by bit. Oh, it's one of the super Vodwar. Get him! Combat resupply. Break out my Horta. No holds barred for super Vodwar. Yeah, my Jemadar got warfed. Unfortunately, everybody's getting warped at the moment here because... Bang! And 10-1 super Vodwar healed up to full. I hate super Vodwar. Well, you know what? We'll save him for last. It's all of his buddies that made it difficult. So if we can take these guys out and deal with him basically 5-on-1, then it will be an even fight. And yes, I am well aware of the fact that I just called a 5-on-1 an even fight. Of course, I suppose we could have gotten lucky and he might actually already be down. And maybe my phasers will start firing gold press latinum. I figured the odds are roughly the same. Nope, he's still kicking. Take out soldiers. Then we'll worry about super Vodwar. Okay. Turret 1, which gets blown up almost the moment it comes into play. Mortar fire. Combat supplies. Medicals. Drop a nuke on them. Shield. Hit him with an exploit weapon so I can take advantage of the extra damage. Oh man, his shields went right back up, didn't they? Oh yeah, we got my secret room. And he's just taking us apart one by one here. Better get my people standing up again. Oh, did they take him out? Awesome. Ugh, cursed super Vodwar. Okay, gotta go up this ramp and take out a couple of the soldiers here. If you thought that was rough, you ain't seen nothing yet. After all, we still have yet to find Gaul. Ooh, look. A locked door. Is everybody here? Everybody is here. More quote-unquote friends on the other side here. Okay, other side of this door. hiding behind boxes. For shame. Luckily, I don't see any overseers, so these guys should... Oh, and they are. Down and out. And another door. Oops! Must scan. Must scan. Shiny things. If I ever do make a background for the alien species, I'm going to include the trait, cannot avoid shiny things. Alright, I think we are coming near the end of the line. At least as far as, you know, travel distance. However, who wants to bet that Gaul will go quietly?
Welcome, my friends. You should have joined me when you had the chance. Your persistence is a credit to your race. But it is time for this sad story to end. Your blood will drench the sands of
Ooh,
our
shiny.
blasted
That's
home.
exactly it. Okay, well, Gaul, it's over. Surrender, your people get to live. Don't surrender, and, well, I'm not Starfleet. I'm a Romulan. I can and will fry you. Oh, and Shayla's already down. That didn't take long. Oh, that was the wrong button. This is what I want you to hit. Good news is, no super Vodwar. Your evil cannot be allowed to. Ooh, shiny! Yes, that is this character in a nutshell. Oh, good. That's when I thought this was looking too easy. They're dropping in reinforcements.
Congratulations. You have earned the right to die on the hallowed soil of Vodwar Pride.
Oh, good. Another one just dropped in on the other side. The fun never stops. Oops, one of the medical generators went. So far, so good, though. We're not being slaughtered. Shoot him with my space crossbow, yes. I borrowed this from a strange species that calls themselves Wookiee.
Although you are clearly not the brightest aliens in the universe, your bravery is admirable. And I do respect Starfleet for ending my people's long twilight. Surrender now, and I give you my word I will spare your people. You and the other leaders will need to be executed, of course, but that is only to maintain order. Personally, I bear you no ill will.
I'm touched. I really am. And I'm so tempted to take that offer because I love the idea of being executed for the amusement of your species. But it's not going to happen.
That's twice you've refused my generosity. I should be insulted, but your pitiful blindness makes it difficult.
Give it your best shot, Gaul. Okay, maybe I didn't need that good a shot. You know what? I think I got zapped over here or something like that. Ah! Standing right next to these things. Bad place, bad place. Run! Oh god, that's not good. Let's see if I can get one of my bridge officers to come over here and revive me. I revive them often enough. I think they should return the favor. Thank you. Go over here. Let's see. We're... Oh, well, Varsal dust went down. I might as well get him first. Slap that down. And that. There we go. Ow. No got hit so hard he's half of the ground. Oh, the medical system. Is that a flying one?
The Vaudouar controlled this quadrant once, and our new allies have only made us stronger.
Why, thanks, Eldex. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Fiendy. They can fly. We have enough problems, though.
Is that the best you've got?
Now's your chance. Defeat Gaul.
You know, I like that. Yes, defeat Gaul, definitely. In fact, let's break some of the good stuff out of him. What? You didn't have a parasite? Well, I guess that means he's just a natural jerk. Don't have to be possessed by a parasite to be a scum-sucking space Nazi. You know, usually when I see an immune happening, it's usually because of something affecting it. But I don't see what could be doing it. Although I do see this anchor drone here, that's probably going to be an issue. Okay, let's get a few more weapons on the ground here, because... Now, if I were Gaul, there we are. Gaul is really being an annoying problem here. But the good news is, all of my people are still standing, and... Why did I say anything about good news? Why do I taunt fate like this? He's like a Starship shield gunner strapped to his back or something. I can't rule that out. Of course the guy's got more reinforcements coming in. Oh great, it's an overseer.
And you will not even be a footnote in our glorious history.
Yeah, everybody on the overseer. And there's one of those flying bugs again. And standard Vaudouar reinforcements. Who's got eyes on Gaul? Oh, come on. Well, you got to admit, they've gone out of their way to make this a pretty epic feeling war. Oh, Gaul. There's Gaul again. Everybody, go after Gaul. I'll take care of Small Fry, but, you know... Let's get some combat supplies. More guns. Drone. Mortar. Pesky anchor drones. I'm tempted to throw out my Horda too, but I half suspect Gaul will have another set of reinforcements coming in. I'd like to save them.
We cannot be stopped. Time after time we rise from the ashes, and we are stronger for doing so.
Your logic is flawed, Gaul. You are already defeated. The evil I mistakenly unleashed on the galaxy ends at last.
My people and the galaxy must believe the
Here we go.
parasites were behind his madness.
Eldek's going for that permanent solution. Well, I can't say I'm all that sorry to see it.
The remaining Vaadwaur have surrendered. What is your current situation?
You didn't need a body, did you? He kind of got vaporized.
Were you able to determine why he returned to the surface? It was a tactical error. Even if underspace was closed to him, Gaul would have had more opportunities to escape if he had remained in his ship.
That is a good observation. We should check it out. See if we can find anything here that might give us a clue.
Certainly. May I recommend 7, Captain Kim, the Doctor, and Neelix join us as well. Their insight may be valuable.
Sure, we got 7 here already, but call the others. Okay, well, yeah, everyone's going that way, so let's just follow along. I believe all those drops are common drops, so I don't really feel motivated to grab them. Alright. The gang's all here. Ooh. Shiny. We'll talk in a minute. Must get shiny first. One of these days I should actually use some of these materials. Captain Kim, what have you found?
Honestly, I wasn't sure about coming back to the Delta Quadrant. I have a family and a life back home, and the idea of being 70,000 light years away again wasn't appealing. But seeing the good we've done for the Gabali, and now stopping the Vaadwaur, I think we were needed here. You were needed. Thank you. It's been a pleasure serving with you. I hope we meet again.
Good work with you too, Captain Kim. And belated congratulations on your much overdue promotion. Try not to think about the fact that there are people who graduated from the Academy last year who are in command of their own ships now. You may start crying now. We'll save Tuvok for last.
War is just a pointless waste of life. Usually for a political reason, it doesn't much matter in the long term anyway. I understand that sometimes we need to fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves. I respect that. But what Gaul was doing here was madness. It's one thing for him to want to rebuild his people. It's something entirely different to destroy dozens of worlds to do so.
What can I say, Doc? Some people just want to see the world burn. 7. What you got?
I was responsible for the return of the Vaadwaur. Even though Admiral Janeway told me she might have done the same thing, it was ultimately my actions that allowed all this destruction to happen. I participated in the assimilation of many different species during my time with the Borg. Those acts weigh on me. The wanton slaughter caused by the Vaadwaur will do so as well.
Now, 7, to be fair, you didn't realize you were going to become uber powerful, which we still can't figure out why.
Nevertheless, I am pleased I could, in some way, make up for my actions. By assisting the Toray, working with the Cooperative, and fighting the Vaadwaur here today, we have helped end what began more than 30 years ago when I activated those stasis tubes and freed the Vaadwaur. Thank you.
You are welcome. Neelix is around here somewhere. There we are. Like I said, we're saving Tuvok for last since he's, arguably in charge of this whole expedition.
I'm not a man who normally dwells on revenge, but when Gaul and his soldiers attacked my people, it was almost all I could think about. Dexa helped me to see that death doesn't heal wounds of the heart, but thank you. This quadrant is safer now that Gaul and his soldiers are defeated, and I'm glad I was here to see it happen.
Good luck to you and your people, Neelix. And then finally, Admiral Tuvok.
While this conflict was regrettable, it was ultimately for the greater good. Gaul's hubris and ambition blinded him to the harm he was doing to the Delta Quadrant and his own people. Now the threat is ended. There will be time to heal the damage he has done.
But were they acting alone? Sir, I'm detecting an unusual radiation emanating from that door. Door? What door? That's not a door. That's a console. Attached to a door, I guess. Oh. Boy, it looked like a... What is this? It's a thing.
Intriguing. This device is not familiar to me, but it does not appear to be of Vaadwaur origin. I will bring it back to Voyager for further analysis.
That works for me. Yes, I am ready to beam up.
Congratulations. Your leadership during the assault on Vaadwaur Prime and the subsequent defeat of Gaul was inspired. With Gaul's defeat and the destruction of his fleet, we have secured the Delta Quadrant against a terrible threat. And
it's probably emanating 800 different kinds of deadly radiation. Just grab it.
And infected Vaadwaur.
Well, that's why I didn't object for Tuvok taking it to the Voyager as opposed to having it on my ship.
Against a common enemy. They may seem scattered and difficult, but they're all survivors. I respect that. However, the discovery of this artifact concerns me. Admiral Tuvok is leading an analysis. I will contact you once we have more information.
So, let's take all of our rewards here. And what about that artifact? That will have to wait until next time. For we are very well past the 10 o'clock hour.
Admiral
But
Tuvok
I wanted to
and Captain Kim are leading the analysis.
I wanted to make sure that we at least got through this final mission of the Vaadwaur arc. There are a couple more missions here in the Delta Quadrant, but this was the last of the heavy lifting. Sleep. Must sleep. Nope, gotta finish the stream first. So, next week, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern to roughly 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we will close out the Delta Quadrant arc, which will bridge us to the next and perhaps biggest arc in Star Trek Online lore. How's that for a build-up? I will also be streaming on Saturday afternoon from 1 o'clock p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m., where I will be playing Star Citizen, where I will be continuing the Aurora MR challenge, unless, of course, the Xeno threat begins. What is that? Well, we'll find out if the patch lands. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, whether you're watching this live or on video after the fact, such as YouTube or here. And I hope to see you all again. Thank you for watching. This is Korith Landwalker, signing off.